and then I'll just pull it, and then it'll spin for 10 hours, and every 10 hours I'll have to Beyblade it.
Yeah.
Now here's my thing. Devin's too afraid to touch his computer. I really doubt he's gonna touch the ceiling.
I was gonna say it depends if it's an apartment. If it's an apartment, you can't really go into the ceiling.
It's not the ceiling. It's the wall.
Well, no, what I meant was that so ideally is that like you could take your window unit for the time being and hang it from your ceiling.
What happens if he just sits it on the floor?
Depending on the floors, it could get a lot of gunk inside of it, which would cause it to stop working. So it's like putting it up off the floor is a really good way to make it work so that you can let it fan your house off.
Would it be easier to just get a different one?
No.
At this point, it might be easier to change.
Do you not remember how much effort it took to get the first one?
And then he got 2 for free.
Because we just bought this one brand new.
I mean, you could get a different one and sell that one.
It took so much effort to get this
Here's
one.
Here's the thing about ACs, Caitlin. Much like most cars, they lose value very quickly once you buy them.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Well, I've already said it's not the AC yet. The AC's later. That's more headaches. This is just a window fan that won't stay in because of the new Windows shape.
I thought it was your window AC unit.
Flex Seal.
No, that's going to have new problems because we don't even know if the ACs are the right shape anymore.
No, get Flex Seal. Get Flex Seal.
Well, it's not the worst idea I've heard all night.
Yeah, get Flex Seal.
It's actually
the worst idea is just Caitlin talking.
It's actually quite a competent idea, and I'm surprised that we came up with a competent idea.
I'm just saying there hasn't been anything I can't fix with Flex Tape, Flex Seal, Flex Glue, Gorilla Glue, and WD-40.
What about my depression?
No, Flex Tape can fix that. Flex Tape can fix depression.
No, it cannot. Well, then what's your explanation for Tara and the rest of us then?
Oh.
Wait, what?
Damn.
Wait, what?
I said Tara and the rest of us.
Oh, because I don't use Flex Tape on you guys. I could. That would fix a lot of your problems.
I doubt it.
Good luck. Moving swiftly on from that, I've been recording, by the way, just letting you know.
That's okay.
Everyone, open up your character sheets, roll me initiative, motherfucker. I'm gonna put your character.
Hell yeah!
I don't wanna. It goes badly every time.
I saw that pop up.
Wait, but Helena, I get initiative at advantage.
Not for this, you don't.
Well, I got an 11. Oh, I should have put my token down. Whatever.
That's fine. I'll add you.
And yet I'm still going before 2 other people.
Come on, Caitlin, roll a 23.
I'm gonna bully Caitlin with questions.
Yes! That's amazing. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Oh no!
I love it. I'm so happy.
That's the best it's ever been.
I'm so happy.
That's about how this should look.
Yeah. I'm so happy.
Caitlin, Tara, then me, then Kara, and then Flipnork of Clan Glipnork.
You okay, Tara?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Right.
Wait for a bit.
Okay. Well then, Caitlin, you're first. So we should know how this works. When it's your turn, you get to ask one question. It could be to me, it could be to any of the other players. Obviously, it has to kind of stick to stuff to do with this character or this game, or like hypotheticals to do with characters in this game or in this like session. Obviously, Tara has stepped away, so you cannot ask Tara a question at the moment.
Then I will switch it to Devin.
There you go.
What is Flipnork's middle name?
Of the.
Okay.
So Flip of the Nork.
Flip of the Clan Nork.
Okay.
There you go. Now
Okay.
we wait.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised that was a thing, but we'll just go over. We'll go over from Tara at the moment because obviously Tara's stepping out, so
Oh, hello, it's me.
it's you
Hi.
instead.
Okay, so I have, and this is I guess it is Bully Devin tonight.
Okay, I'm ready.
So I have kind of a grasp on most of our party for like general reasons for being here, what their general goals are, their end game, essentially as it would be. With Tox, I have the general thing of like her general goal is to basically kill or in her own way bring an end to slavery. Know that much. Caitlin hoping to find her parents and hopefully finding a way, if it's even possible, to find the truth about herself, and if depending on what is which, to try and reverse and get her old body back, if it's even possible. Kind of what I gathered from our previous sessions. Hector and the Sector and Kara, one's a soldier doing war, but does have their own goals. Robot, that's no longer robot, is a person, has their own free will. Also looking to find and find a deeper purpose, as well as it's just there's goals there. I'm curious about what your general goal for is as Flipnork.
The goal is to find the path of the lift and lift everyone around him along the way. Simply get stronger, get everyone around him stronger, be a team player, and also be kind of a pal. Honestly, that's all that drives him. He just wants to be. He wants to find. I'm avoiding the word glory because that's part of the pact. But like,
yeah,
it's about becoming not only the best, but lifting everyone around him to also be the best.
He wants to be the ultimate bro. He wants to be the ultimate wingman.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm down with that. That's a decent character goal.
Yeah.
He wants to bring out the potential in others while focusing also on bringing out his own potential.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, okay, cool. Kara, as on you.
Caitlin.
Yeah.
Other than the family members that we know about, your mom, your dad, your distant relatives.
Mom and dad, most distant relatives.
I don't know. My mom and dad are my most. Oh. Fuck.
Did Elena have any like immediate relatives that could have also potentially have been experimented upon that she might not at the moment remember about?
Not to her knowledge. But something else could have happened. Let's say.
Very quick with the answers today. I feel like you've all learned from what happened when I threw you in the deep end of this before. You seem
Also,
to like
the quicker I am, the quicker I'm free.
I do like that you did leave it open to whether or not you actually have other immediate family.
Well, that's because I honestly don't know. I told Hex kind of, you're the bomb at this.
Yeah.
Surprise me.
She kind of left me open a little bit to mingle things. Yeah. And like, yeah. I have some stuff, but I won't say.
Yeah, because I figure it's going to be a surprise anyway, so I was just like, Hex, go for it.
Yeah.
Have fun. I'm going to get hurt anyway. Let's go.
Yeah, you're all going to get hurt anyway. So, right, the flip of the Norks.
So I was not there for the first few episodes, and And the audio was somewhat warbly, so I couldn't get the proper description. So this is actually a question for everyone. Can you give me the generalized description of what your character is wearing and their attire a second time?
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay. For simplistic sake, it is, until I get a better thought of what my character looks like in my head, it is as close to what Ironheart looks like as you would imagine.
Ironheart. Riri Williams? I destabilized the country, but whoopsie, it's all better now?
Yes. I am all about destabilizing countries.
I mean, I know you are, but Riri Williams is a stupid character.
So much potential.
I'll throw that hate out there. It's okay, Kara. I still respect your choice.
Good. You better.
So much potential. Oh god. Right. So yes, that's Kara. So I'll answer the question for Hector and for Taki. So Hector is wearing a chest plate piece of armor-ish looking, but it looks like metal, but it's not metal. They also seem to be wearing a large open cloak that has a hood, and the kind of lapel kind of essence of the large open cloak is a golden yellow colored. You would note now that you're aware that their left arm is a cybernetic, a black steel cybernetic, and their right arm seems to be just a normal arm. They were previously wearing the kind of knightly helm with the flashing lights that seem to indicate stuff that was going on based on their thought patterns. But since that got caved the fuck in from the Building 43 fight, they are no longer wearing it. Taki, I will just swap over to Taki's image, and then you can kind of have a bit more. There we go. Taki is wearing a kind of... It's a mix of a lab coat, but also kind of just a fashion coat that straps up across the front that is a kind of greyish colour with blue pieces on it. She also does wear a set of big kind of goggles on the top of her head.
It's very hex core.
Yeah. He does. He really needs a hand to get his legs up on the competition, because he lost both of his legs and his left arm and a chunk of his face. Anyway,
I just sent you a picture of what Elena's wearing on Discord, Devin.
So as not to describe it.
Yeah, so as not to
I
describe
am very shit at describing like clothes.
Clothing is one of the harder things I find to describe. That's why I try to draw, like I've got to that point now where I try to draw as much of my more unique characters as I possibly can.
Oh wow, that's very different than I had imagined.
I just like to give her a hard time.
Did you find that? Where is this from?
Found it on I think that one in particular was on Pinterest.
Is it your icon?
Yeah.
I found that.
Okay. I couldn't remember. I'm sorry.
Tried to steal the credit.
Pinterest.
Well, to be fair, we found a lot of images we were going through. I couldn't remember which one we settled on was from where.
Pinterest is a very good place for D&D art. Alex, can you describe what Freyr is wearing? Well, I said it in a really weird way.
Freyr? Honestly, Freyr wears about as much as he's wearing in this in the actual image.
So he's got
is the image accurate?
The image is fairly accurate. I think the biggest discrepancy is the lack of bear ears. Is that he does have bear ears.
You also have no pants.
True, but he is wearing pants in like the only change would be that he's wearing pants that are just black colored.
Because he looks like almost like an ice bear in that image.
I'm a polar bear.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's almost as if he's a polar bear.
Yeah, well, I know it was a polar bear, but I mean to say like it looks like there would be like it would give the implication of ice-based abilities.
But he actually has lightning-based abilities.
Yeah.
Much like a certain bear that he's based off of.
It looks like lightning to me in the image, just personally.
I can see that.
Especially around the eyes.
I was say the biggest thing is that it's like I imagine based on the descriptions of Ursari/Ursarians in the homebrew document, is that they are humanoid and have very like kind of almost 50-50 in human and bear features.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like, for instance, Freyr would have bear ears, a human-ish face. With probably just slightly a little bit more of hair,
Yeah.
but then like arms will probably have hair in some places, flesh in other, and then his arms I imagine from his elbows down, like in the picture, is just full bear.
Yeah, that's how I imagine. But the only difference I have, which is probably not canon, but I just find it fun to imagine, is he has the big saber-toothed mutton chops. I don't know why I have fun imagining that, but I do.
I imagine Freyr can comically open his mouth comically large.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Like,
I also
nice old
imagine
unhinge.
I also imagine Freyr struggles with certain foods like peanut butter and honey.
you think he's got like an addiction to the peanut
Well,
butter?
no, I mean more that similar to bears and dogs, they struggle to eat it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I can see that.
So it's like I imagine he struggles with certain like stickier foods.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now, I think the actual genuinely hard thing that I haven't thought about, but you did bring it up, is how bare is Freyr's feet? Are his feet just bear paws too?
That's what I imagine. I imagine they're just bare peats.
He just has little bare footsies as well.
Yeah, that's what I imagine at least.
But no, he pretty much doesn't, because he has fur on a lot of parts of it. Like imagine his back and his shoulders are pretty much covered in hair. His forearms, his elbows down are covered in hair. I imagine just his chest isn't as hairy.
The inverse.
So as a result, it's like he's kind of like, what's the point of wearing a shirt? I'm already like I'm wearing pants, but I'm like mostly covered in hair. So it's like clothing is a weird deal for him. It's why he probably also doesn't wear shoes.
Yeah, I never imagined him wearing shoes.
Yeah.
Always like I imagined just the bare feet, just bare, out for the world to see.
How horrific are the floors we're walking on, Hex?
No, they're not that bad actually. Like they're generally pretty good. Like
I imagine Freyr is pretty rigorous when it comes to cleaning himself.
Okay.
I also imagine, because the state of the floor doesn't really matter, because like Usarians, that you grew up in, like your race grew up in the wild, your peats have been created to be able to handle the rough of your world floor.
I also grew up as a slave, so I'm pretty sure they didn't give us shoes anyway.
Yeah.
Puzzle room where Freyr can't come because the floor is covered in glass.
Oh no.
Anyway. Yeah. So Tara, do you want to give us a quick go over of what Tox is wearing?
She's got a hat.
I hope it's more than that. Jesus.
She has a little choker too.
Yeah, she's got a hat. She got the choker. I imagine she probably has a piercing on her eyebrows as well.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that's very me. Yeah. I imagine in terms of clothing, she's got to have a bared midriff, because that's another thing of mine.
That's important.
It's very important. She's probably wearing a lot of leather. It's probably form-fitting, so she can move around easier. Not on the joints, so her shoulders and like elbows and stuff are not locked down by that kind of armor. But there is enough to protect her core, except for the midriff, because that must be bare as per Tara core.
Do you have your eyebrow pierced, Tara?
Do I know?
Okay.
I wish I did.
She wishes she could.
Wait, you can't get your eyebrows pierced?
I probably could. I just don't trust anybody in this town to do it.
That is 100% fair.
Also, they can't put any numbing agents around her either.
Oh,
Yep.
yes. Yeah, because numbing agents would contain sulfites.
Yeah, so I'd be raw dogging it.
Like ever.
like all. Right, I'm gonna be an asshole. Caitlin, go.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yes, your turn again, because I fucking decided so.
Okay, I
Your
was gonna.
question was shit.
Well, I was gonna ask this to Tara anyway. Tara, what's Tox's middle name?
Oh my god.
What's
God.
his last name?
Yeah, Tox does not have a middle or last name.
Oh, really? Okay, that's surprising.
Does that void the question?
We out here dragging this. No middle name, no last name. We just one name. Let's
I was gonna say,
go.
that's the same thing with Freyr.
I mean, there's a reason,
Yeah.
but
I actually like that. I like that there's a reason.
yeah, I'm not gonna go into it. But there is a reason.
Oh.
Yeah, you
No.
didn't. You asked the wrong question, Caitlin.
First name Tox, last name Ick. I would adore it if this was building to a joke that stupid for like 2 years.
Well, okay. Do you want to know what the joke was that I was planning?
Oh,
Okay, well.
I want to know.
So her
Non-canon canceled cut jokes.
her character is slightly based off of Poison, I guess, in terms of design from Street Fighter. She's not at all like the character of Poison, I don't think. Because I don't know
have a character.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I don't think Poison really has a character. But so what I was originally planning is that she would be Tox, and her last name would be something that starts with N, so that she'd be Toxin.
I like that.
That's good.
Yeah,
I actually like that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
So I was pretty close.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Fuck, that's fucking good. Right. Yeah, Tara, do you have a question for me or anyone in the group?
Yeah, I had a question for Alania.
Why you got an eye there?
No. My question was: Does Alania have any specific coping mechanisms or things that they do to deal with any sort of like body issues they have with not their internal identity not aligning with their outward appearance?
She does not look in mirrors.
Ears broken.
Basically, she'll either like break them or cover them up.
Mm.
We're going for the vampire methods here.
Well, she doesn't want to break stuff that ain't hers. Unless it get really bad. But...
No. It makes 100%. Like, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And basically, she just does everything she can to like avoid looking at any of her body parts.
Okay. I guess I was more asking, like, when things do happen, does she have any specific things that she does do to like calm herself down or to alleviate that kind of sensation?
Not really. She hasn't discovered a good mechanism for that.
I was just curious.
That's interesting. Right.
That's
So
a good question.
that was actually a really, really good question because that also highlights a really good theme that we have of Elena's kind of like body dysmorphia stuff that's going on. So that's actually really, really good. All good questions all around, except fucking middle names.
That led to some interesting things.
It did. I'm just breaking your balls because I like to. Right.
And
so
I got boobs,
so
close
much.
enough.
I hate her so much.
You have chesticles. I'll give you that.
So when we last picked off, we had the situation that you are now all in the fight club. You are here because Freyr has to participate in a fight because the agreement that you made kind of is a bit more serious than you thought, and now you have to fight at least once a month. Oh no, this wasn't what you thought was going to happen, but sadly this is where we're at. We were introduced to the four main gangs, or at least the gang leaders of the underground of Tzion, or at least four of the biggest. The Seven Dragons, the 13s, the Industrialists, and the newer faction led by good old Raymond here. Raymond Costellano. I'll redo that. Raymond, who's very invested in these fights, and his many elven wives. We also had an incident where 17 was pulled aside by some of the quote-unquote security of this group, the Black Dog Mercenaries, who were investigating whether or not they had any weapons on them and wanting to take note of the weapons. And while that was happening, time seemed to freeze as 3 of the Black Dog Mercenaries were taken over by some kind of thing referring to themselves as the Free Who See, who said some very cryptic things about 17's choice, a choice that they're going to make, mattering a lot to how things will play out. But they don't quite know what exactly it is they meant. They just know that a choice that they make is a crossroads to events that would be happening. Tox had a kind of private word with Ezekiel and mentioning that they are going to try to maybe get in contact with some of these underworld figures to try and see what they can learn by pretending to work for Adonis in trying to get people to maybe make bets or spend money on the game or spend money at the bar. Something that she would herself actually get a cut of the profits in as well. Elena was kind of doing a bit of the same, bit scared, a bit not wanting to talk to people almost. Freyr was nervous about his fight, and Flipnork was doing his damn near best to kind of help Freyr get over what was going on.
He was doing power squats.
He was doing
some
power
kind
squats.
of bonus, right?
No, he didn't. You were just trying to get him to calm down. That was all.
Okay. I thought he had some kind of bonus.
No, and Ezekiel then went to see 17 after they were kind of a bit panicked about what happened, and now that's where we pick off. So, is there anything specific anyone would like to do to start us off?
I sit down at the table with Hector, and I am still looking over at the 3 that pee, and I'm just kind of lost in thought for a moment before I look back at Hector and I say, I just had the weirdest conversation.
I don't like those words. That makes it sound like something bad happened. What do you mean?
I would not necessarily say that it was bad, or good. When they took me over there to inspect me, time froze. And then it seemed like the 3 guards, it seemed like they were possessed.
What do you mean possess?
It wasn't their voice that was coming out of them.
That is indeed concerning. I mean, I didn't pick up any magic. Did you?
Not that I can recall. It seemed very odd. I don't even know why they called themselves the 3 that see.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Honestly, I haven't either.
Maybe when we get back, I'll try to talk to Taki, see if she can run some kind of background on this Free Who See if there's absolutely any mention of a previous engagement or meeting with them in the AFI. the AAF database. I don't.
And it's like, as soon as we were done talking, like everything seemed to go back to normal, as if like it was a blink of an eye, like as if I had just been standing there this whole time, and then them telling me that I could go, and I was just standing there unaware that they had been telling me that they were done. Like I was existing in two different moments in time.
You could. I wonder, could you be experiencing glitches?
I'm not. I mean, I know that there was that virus with the hacking tool, and I've been trying to get rid of it, but it just seems that things keep coming up.
I'll press the matter with Taki, see if such a thing has happened or if there's any kind of information in our databanks, and then if not, I'll try and push for her to speed up the process on your whatever fix she needs to do on you. I'm concerned that if it isn't a legitimate thing that's happened before, that it may be you glitching, and if you're starting to glitch, that will only get worse in time. It won't get better just left on its own.
I would appreciate it.
He then gives you a nod. Does anyone have anything else they would like to do?
Yeah. I do.
Run out of the club.
Yeah. Just sprint. Just
escape. Freyr-shaped hole in the nearest wall.
No, I imagine that Freyr would lean up kind of against the table. And so he has the message necklace, right?
Yes, you have you all have the message kind of neck mics, kind of throat mics. That's the
gill mic. My gill mic.
Does it have gill mic? Does it have an on-off switch, or is it just kind of something that's like automatic and linked to brainwaves?
It's linked to brainwaves, so you tell it. So you think the full of, I'm thinking this, but I want this to be projected to these people. So it's not always on. Like not every single thought you have. It's you clearly project through your mind that you want to say this message to the group or to this individual, and then it will send. So if you don't do that, it won't send.
Okay. Okay, cool. No, that actually works even better than for what I was planning later on. But for now, Freyr will just kind of he'll lean up against the table and just kind of start fidgeting with the throat mic, and we'll kind of look at Flipnork and just like, a lot's happened, and I guess no one's really had the chance to get to really know you. You kind of just arrived and then got thrown into a death battle.
I guess that's kind of true, dog. Kind of just been moving with the waves right now.
Yeah. I know a little bit more about the rest of the group and their general reasons for why they're here, and to a degree why they fight. Looks at Flipnork and will still fidgeting and is just like, why do you fight? Why are you here?
You remember what I did like a minute ago, dog?
No. Maybe.
You already forgot the hype up.
Oh.
It was a really good hype up too.
Hey, it's fine. It's been some time. It's fine.
It would have been a minute ago though.
And Freyr was like, oh, sorry, I've
gotta make sure everyone's at their best. I gotta make sure that I can be the strongest me that I can be, and everyone around me is the strongest that they can be. You get me, dog?
I guess, yeah.
Listen, you're gonna go out there, like I said. You're going to annihilate whoever comes in that ring within an inch of their life. I forget if it's like a death match or not. Hopefully it's not, because that'd be bad. But try not to die. But remember, you're the strongest bear around here.
Freyr just kind of like looks at himself, and he's still just like, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Having not met all the potential bears around this exact room, or looked 360 degrees around to be sure there are in fact no other bears, I may not have 100% certainty of this, but I can say I believe in you, dog.
I wish I could believe in myself a little bit more right now. I don't really know what I'm fighting for.
What's got you down right now, man?
Stuff. I hope we can sort itself out. I didn't really think much about fighting before. I just, like I said, people would just point me in directions if they were in danger or if they needed someone killed, and I would do it. No questions asked, no hesitation, and to a degree I still will, but I did this for someone else in a time when I wasn't thinking as clearly as I could have been, and then when told I need to find my own reason to fight this fight, I'm just drawing blanks on that answer right now.
Let me ask you a question, dog. I got the sense that you're pretty strong with your lady pal, right? You got a bond, right?
And I've technically got a bond with everyone, but yes, I spent 5 years with Alec.
Well, listen. From this point forward, you can just fight for yourself, but that doesn't mean you gotta if you don't wanna. Instead, you can fight for all the people around you who believe in you. You can fight for Tox. You can fight for Alanya. You can fight for me. You can fight for all of us. Honestly,
the name will never be said correctly.
It will never be said correctly.
By me.
That's your own fucking fault.
Fuck you, Kara.
Go back.
Continue.
Continue. You're in it. Continue.
Listen, you can fight for all of us. You can fight for one of us, or you can fight for yourself. Whichever gives you the most strength on the inside, that's a good enough reason to fight as long as I'm concerned.
But Freyr just kind of like continues fidgeting with the mic, but kind of just like essentially, when someone like swallows their own, like they gulp.
Yeah.
A little bit. He kind of does a little bit of that. And Freyr just kind of like looks down at the table and then his little bear paws.
He just remembers he has the bear paws. He's like, oh yeah, paws.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He kind of just looks down.
Hopefully you have opposable thumbs.
Yeah, he does have opposable thumbs.
That's good.
Yeah, Freyr's kind of gone back into thoughts again.
Wonderful. Okay. Anyone else? Does anyone else have anything they would want to do at this moment of have downtime, I guess is the way of putting it. Because if not, I will move on.
I don't think Flipnork would go around and like talk to random people because he would perceive that as rude.
That's fine. Okay, well then what would happen is a small amount of time would go by, maybe a few minutes, and then all of the house lights would go down. And all of a sudden, a series of lights, you could kind of see them in the like map, but there's like a line of like paper lanterns here, there's a line of paper lanterns here, and there's a line of paper lanterns here, and here. They're hanging above the kind of the octagon-styled cell that exists in the center of the room. And they suddenly all burst into life. And all of the light in the room obviously is out. The sole focus of the light in that room is in the octagon kind of cage. And in the very middle, you see this robot. And they speak out, and naturally, almost as if amplified by a mic, that robot is booming. Yes, is what I'm going to say.
Cool.
But that's trying to whisper, and I'm like, no, fuck it. The robot starts speaking, booming out with a mic amplified voice to the entirety of everyone. Good afternoon, fight fans and fight aficionados of Tzion. I will be your ref and host for this evening's bouts. For your entertainment, we offer you first a warm-up of 2 reasonably new fighters to our little games. On the left side, we have a rare treat for you all. A Usarian fist fighter, found in the black market looking for weapons. Now, I know we've all wanted to see a Usarian fight hand-to-hand for a long time. So now, this might be our opportunity to see just how good their bear paws are. On the right hand, a new representative of the 7 Dragons. A former cage fighter, now in the actual cage. I want you to give it up for Maximon. Can both fighters please make their way towards your entry gates?
As Freyr walks by, he's gonna kind of grab his shoulder, and I'm gonna steal this Kara. Hey, bro, trying not to die is all well and good, but don't forget to live for yourself, bro.
I can't.
As Freyr's heading towards the cage, I use my necklace to just message him saying, "Good luck. Come back to us in one piece."
Absolutely unlikely.
Elena's also gonna send.
Remind me, was this to the death?
No.
No.
It's not.
Yeah, no. Elena very nervously will say good luck, and it's not because she's nervous for him, but nervous about the room in general.
Is this the kind of thing where we have like abilities that are subtle enough that could help without
No.
a reason suspicion?
No.
Okay.
Nah.
We don't have a cleric.
Okay.
Right.
Would
So
it potentially have subtle enough abilities?
Yeah, I've done it before. Remember that one fight that Shadow won?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
He
true.
won it because of me and got all peacocky.
So yes,
Yeah.
you were saying something there, Alex. Sorry.
Yeah, Tara is not feeling her greatest. She's probably going to go lay down.
That's okay. That's okay. If that's the case, we can focus on the fight.
Your temperature's going up. It's 991.
Oh no.
Health first, always.
Yeah,
Do we
you're
need
probably
to
not what I have.
end the episode?
Well, I'll just hold on a second. Let's just sort this out, and then we'll decide on what to go for.
I'm here. Oh, Tara. What kind of food? You don't remember what you ate? Did you have fruit?
For politeness of the recording, I have muted Tara just so that what they're discussing just isn't just on the
Yeah.
recording, just because it's stuff. So when they're good again, let me know. Okay. Oh, I see Freyr typing.
Yes, I'm back.
You are back. Wonderful. Sorry, I muted you just because I didn't want to like have that all on the recording because it's a bit invasion of your privacy. So I knocked it down.
I only threatened to beat her.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Nothing out of the normal.
Nothing out of the
Yeah.
norm.
Yeah.
No,
Business as usual.
he wasn't feeling good. Had to go put her down.
That's okay.
Put her down permanently.
Yeah, they pull out the shotgun and just. I'm sorry, old jelly.
Just drive the fist into their face.
Wow, we were going shotgun. Where did you get fist from? Jesus Christ, Devin.
Devin, get out of here.
I
No.
will imagine Tox says something which Tara can add next session or on her own.
Yeah, what I'm thinking, because I know Tara's not feeling great, what I can do is I can say that she's off doing stuff with the criminal underworld, and we can set that up as like a side thing that we can sort out. So for now, she's doing stuff with the underworld, is what I'm gonna say, because that was what she indicated to me that she wanted to do. So that's what she's gonna do.
Yep.
Right. So you march your way up to
March is a very strong word, but is not what Freyr is doing.
You make your way up to the gate, and what you would see is that there are a series of bars on to both sides, and as the announcer calls for you to come up, the bars raise, so you can see there is a way for you to go into the cage now.
Oh, cool. Freyr will take a step in.
You then notice that, like, directly ahead of you, there is this gentleman here. He looks to be like some kind of Cyan, so like a Psy human, essentially. His left arm is completely replaced with a bionic that seems to be wielding a large battle axe. He seems to be having a amplified shield on his right arm. This is kind of like the sci-fi variant of the shields that some people carry in this universe. So you see, he has a shield and he has a battle axe. He then makes his way all the way up to be beside the ref, and the ref will gesture for you to do the same.
He steps up. He's kind of just like small gesture to the ref, the guy across from him.
Hi, how's it going?
Maximon gives you kind of like just a firm nod. You notice that again, you've been told that he's fighting for the Seven Dragons, and you can kind of a bit closer. You can see that while he has kind of like a gladiator aesthetic to him, he does also have like a samurai top knot thing going on. So you can kind of see there are some influence. He's a turbo weeb. When you get closer to him, the ref then starts to speak again. Gentlemen, since I am aware that this is both your first fights, I will go over the rules. 1. This is not a fight to the death. This is a fight to unconsciousness. So, if either one of you gets knocked unconscious, you are the loser. Whoever knocks out the opponent is the winner. That is the simplest and basic rule of this fight. 2nd, this is a hand-to-hand fight. There will be no use of ranged weapons. If you have a melee weapon, this is fine. As you can see, your opponent, Freyr, has an axe. If you wish to gain any weapons for this fight, please get them now, Freyr.
Freyr just kind of looks at his bear paws, looks at the robot, looks at the guy across from him. He's like, I'll make do.
Understandable. Magic is allowed in this combatants. However, I do suggest that you try to refrain from using magic of an area. Try to use it only in the cage if you absolutely must. If either of you wish to back out at any point, all you need to do is raise your hands, drop whatever weapons you have if you have them, and state that you no longer wish to continue. Unless I hear that, you will duke this out until one of you is unconscious. Please be aware that all events are being filmed and broadcast across the datanet. So anything you can say is being broadcast.
Wonderful.
Good.
Please avoid attacking our broadcasting bots located in each corners of this cell. Please also refrain from attacking me. That being said, once I finish, you may begin. I have finished.
I imagine the rep says, "I am finished," and it just sprints.
I have no. You just feel the fist collide with your face immediately.
Right. So the fight is on. So as all fights are, it is time for you to roll initiative.
Okay, good. I technically get this at advantage.
You do.
Doesn't really mean much at the moment.
When,
Yeah, it does.
when
four,
maximum
so-
roll a 4, it's typically going to be your turn.
I could have not won it and tied.
That's true.
I'm finished.
Takes the ring with him. Everyone in the ring dies immediately.
So this is going to be an actual combat encounter, an actual fight. This isn't going to be like performance rolls or anything like that. This is going to be an actual duking it out fight. So Freyr, it is your turn. You did manage to roll just that bit faster. I say like 15 faster, but you have managed to roll faster than Maximum. So it is your turn.
So,
What do?
So Freyr will immediately start by putting his paws up. His paws are up. They're there.
This is good.
He has bare paws at the ready.
Okay.
And he will kind of look across the street, look across the sky, and he'll just like, hey, I know this is kind of a fight, and I know normally talking isn't a common thing here, but what was your name again? And he's going to take the dodge action.
He looks at you like banging his axe on his shield a moment and goes, "My name's Maximon. Your name's Freyr."
That's true. It is Freyr. It's nice to meet you.
Kick to the head.
Yeah.
So
I imagine, he's just taking the dodge action and kind of talking at Maximum.
okay, it's Maximon's turn. He says his name. He says your name. He steps forward and he's gonna start doing what he do best. So at disadvantage.
Rolling low.
Yeah, disadvantage with an AC of 19 to hit because there are no allies.
Well, he rolled a 22.
Okay,
So
22.
that's 15 slashing damage.
That was max damage.
That was max damage. Jesus
God
Christ!
damn it! Go into rage.
He can't now.
Why
Yeah,
not?
he can't. It's not his turn.
Well, I mean, he should have done that on his first turn.
Freyr can't
Why?
because Freyr's not angry. He lost his power.
Yeah.
Oh my God! No, you don't have to be angry.
His second swing absolutely misses, though. So
Okay.
that's his turn. He's come up against you. He's given you one, he's taken on board that you're talking, but he's not here to talk. He's here to fight. That's what he's here for.
That's fair.
And with his with one of the swings of his cybernetic axe, it brings down and does give you a bit of a nasty cut across your chest. The other one, you kind of he just missed times in the way that he swings it, and he just misses. And that is your turn now.
Yeah. So Freyr is going to continue to take the dodge action, and he'll step this way slightly, and we'll basically just be like, so mind if I call you Max? To be frank, you probably don't care, which is fine, but I don't know. Maybe you might be the person to talk to about this. What brought you to the pits, to these fights?
You see that he has a really confused look, because you could tell he came here for a fight. Like, he's being paid for a fight, and he doesn't understand why you're not fighting back.
So, come here often?
Yeah, and he'll just kind of like, I kind of got,
He does an insight against you, and he's like, because he thinks you're playing some kind of game against him, and
Freyr's just being holistically honest. He's just like, I kind of got bamboozled into this because I did some things in poor decision, and that's on me. I made my own mistakes, but I'll own up to them and take those consequences. But I don't know. Up until recently, I thought a different way, and I can't. I was told to find a reason to fight in these fights specifically because, well, it's my choice, and I'm struggling here, man.
Well, I mean, I guess. Why did you want to do it in the first place? Like, you got bamboozled into this, right? But like, you must have made a choice to begin with that got you here.
Yeah. I made a choice. I used to think that I was just a tool or a weapon for someone who's really dear to me to just point at and to have her sick on people, but she kind of got really mad and slapped that out of me, but I don't really know what I am now, though, as a result, either.
Well, really, you're still who you were before that. Just because you found out something new, that doesn't inherently change who you are. It changes your perception of the world around you based on that, but it doesn't change actually who you are. You're still you.
They're both just gonna end up sitting down on the floor and just talking for
God,
like an
I really
hour.
hope so.
Eventually the crowd's just kind of into it. Like, you know what? We're getting something out here.
As he says this to you, he kind of looks around and he particularly looks over at the 7 dragons and he will swing for you again. If it ever wants to fucking load, I guess, because of... Oh, wow. It's just not loading. Wow, that's great.
It's just not loading. It did it.
Yeah, you won so hard that the... Oh, there we go. Whoa.
So the 19...
All of these hit.
Okay, so the 19 hits.
Yeah.
But it is disadvantaged, so there's one more attack, I guess?
Yeah, let me do that. So that's 12.
Okay, minus 12.
And then I'll do the one more. That misses. So that with the 26 misses. So he gives you another slash and he goes, we can talk, but, we do need to fight. The crowd will get a bit crazy if we don't. Just letting you know.
That's fair. I don't know. And Freyr will kind of make the dodge action. He'll just, be kind of like looking like he's dodging and do the boxing stuff of circling essentially the person. And is basically just like, I guess I just never really had I have a purpose for certain fights, but fighting like this, or it's different. It's strange. I can't muster the things that I can usually do because I guess my heart isn't in it, but I don't think have that same instinct that some of the others in my group have. They seem to have something that pushes them forward.
He gives you like a weird look as you're like, he's trying to like roll me a performance check because you're trying to make it look like you're doing boxery stuff, right? Yeah, that's good. So you actually like the crowd at first were like, what's he doing? He's not trying to hit him or anything. Oh, he's taking some nasty blows as well. And then like you start actually moving around him, and then people are like, oh, it's a tactic. He's trying to get in the mind of the fighter. He's trying to he's trying to actually like do something here. I get it. I get what he's doing. It's smart. It's a smart guy. And then
Smart bear.
Yeah, smart bear. So Maximon then like looks at you and he's kind of like trying to do the exact same thing. He's trying to make a bit of a show of it. He's swinging. He's giving the axe like a few like swings around. Let's see how his performance goes. Ooh, his isn't as good, but he's trying to make the show of it a little bit, and he goes, well, I mean, like you said, you made a few bad deals, but there was a reason that you signed up for a fight at all. What was it?
Well, it was to get someone important to me who I've been with for a long time a gift, but she also got really, really mad at me when she found out that I was doing, well, this.
But you were doing it for a reason to get that gift, so you can still get that gift. I mean, you're lucky. You got a good reason for this. You got a, you don't have to worry about the fights. You're not like me.
Well, why are you here fighting then?
Well, I mean, I'm a slave.
So was I.
But I am a slave, not was.
Yeah.
7 dragons own me.
So do you fight for a chance of potentially getting to live and leave one day, or do you have reasons to fight? Is it in hope for freedom at some point?
I mean, that's why I'm doing this to begin with. I want my freedom. It's either this or working as one of their gangers, and if I'm one of their gangers, I'll probably die. And I don't know if you've seen their retainers, but they're more robot than people now. It's either that, working in a sweatshop, or doing this, and some of the fighters have done good enough that they get out. So,
So you have a goal you're working towards.
Yeah, need to get out of this.
Freyr is kind of just like Freyr is still like he looks inwards a little bit more and is just like I don't know if I've ever had such grand goals. I'm kind of jealous.
Well, maybe you just need to find your grand goals. Just because you don't have them now doesn't mean you're always not going to have them. I mean, my grand goal is a grand goal by necessity. Unless I want to be a slave, I have to do this.
True. Freyr looks at him and is like, you remind me a lot of the group I'm with.
I mean, thank you, I guess.
Fairly, I wouldn't go so far. They're very straightforward goals, but they also have a level of, I guess, they give off a special aura. They're all special. You're kind of like them too.
I mean, you're pretty special as a person. I mean, I ain't seen an Usarian around here in a long time.
Well, I wish I was more special. I've only got one trick, and I would have to. It was easier to access my little trick before, back when I had nothing but negative emotions penting myself up. But ever since things have changed and my perspective has changed, I just haven't felt that same well within me.
Wow. You need to find a reason. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to fight. I mean, if you become the champion, that's a good reason.
You said this is being broadcast. Are there mics picking up what they're saying?
No, not at all. Not at all.
So I just imagine they're like literally just doing faux strikes and things like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I at this point he's kind of seeing that you're not actually fighting. So he's trying and he's missing quite badly and it's not looking great, but he's trying to help you. He's not actively he's seen that you're not in the fight at the moment, so he's deliberately missing a lot of swings. He's going a lot of the wrong ways. He's trying to sell it a little bit, and some of the people aren't as happy at the moment because his selling it isn't that great. But he would say to you, I mean, the life of a champion's great. You get everything,
Freyr's kind of just like, I mean, what brought this on recently was we had a really really rough battle, and I almost lost every single person there. That's what spurred on a big talk that happened that eventually shifted how I saw myself. And I was going to be the only survivor of that fight, potentially. I don't know if I ever want to experience that again. But is it just as simple as just getting stronger and becoming the strongest there is?
I mean, a strong man can protect the people he cares about.
Freyr's just kind of Freyr kind of just like looks at his it's kind of like in between, like looking at himself as well as at Max, as I will call him.
Yeah, just call him Max. It's fine.
Call him Max, yeah, and it's kind of just like, but is that too simple to become the strongest? Is that too simple or straightforward of a goal? Everyone else has such deep goals, special things about them that they bring forward. I mean, I'm not that special. I'm a pretty straightforward bear.
Well, there's your problem, Freyr. You measure everything about you against everyone else. You assume that your goals and dreams are lesser just because your belief of other people's goals are actually having more significance than your own. You have made yourself a slave by looking down on yourself and looking up at everyone else.
Freyr kind of gets silent, and he's just and for a brief second he will
be right back.
He'll just kind of be like, as things have gone on, we've just barely been surviving, and I'm scared that it's not enough, as something more major is going down that people don't see. I guess I'm scared that none of us, even with all of our goals, including myself especially, haven't truly lived either. We'll die without having ever lived.
Well, then maybe that needs to be your goal. One goal isn't, you don't have to have one goal. You can have multiple goals. You can want to become stronger to protect your friends and make sure that they don't get in another situation like that. And you can have the goal of trying to attain a life that you want to live. One that you enjoy rather than just get up in the morning.
Freyr will, this is where Freyr has an anime moment flashback, guys. Raise your hands in a rainbow with me.
Yeah, I'm raising my hands.
Yay, good. After, like, Freyr will actually kind of like, for a brief instance, kind of drop his hands basically to his side and close his eyes, and then he'll take a deep breath, and then you guys, because I don't know how loud he can scream, but you guys, because I talked about this with Helena too, because it's on me. He will. Freyr kind of like takes a deep breath, and he's like, I guess stating one's goals are a good way to help get them to reality. And he will scream, oh god, I don't want to do any cringy screaming.
You scream. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. You can just say that you scream.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is all gonna be in screaming, because I don't actually want to actually scream, because I don't have a house to myself.
That's fine. You say it, and we all use our imagination that you're screaming.
No.
Coward.
I know. People are downstairs. I don't need them.
I know.
No.
Freyr will scream this out, but also everyone in the party will hear this through their mics as well, because Freyr has subconsciously activated it as well. So he's literally saying the exact things on his mind. And he will basically scream out, Tox, long exaggerated scream. And he's basically just like, I don't ever want to see that happen ever again. I don't want to be the only person standing in a field of corpses. I'm not much of a warrior. I don't have that mindset. I don't have anything special to myself. I don't have magic. I'm not smart. I'm not clever like some of you are. I can't focus the same way others can. I'm straightforward and simple, and this is the best that I have. I need to become the strongest there is. The absolute strongest. I need to become so strong that I can break these chains, not just my own, but everyone else's. Everyone else that continues to be shackled down. Ah, good. Gay. That continues to shackle everyone else down. I'm tired of just barely surviving. We need to live. And if becoming the strongest, not just in the pits, and this as a champion, not just the strongest in Tzion, I need to be the strongest even amongst the stars, even amongst the cosmic dragons that inspired me. I need to make them look at me with envy. And that. He's like, so, and from now on, anytime you guys go down, that's a personal failure. And I'll climb so high and so far that not even shame and failure can keep up with me. I won't stop until I am the pinnacle. And his rage will activate. But it's not rage. It's not rage.
It's inspirational rage.
It's inspirational rage. And so a lot of lightning will just appear from Freyr. Lots of it.
You would notice that Maximum kind of, as it happens, he has to pull up the shield, and the electronic lights of the lanterns just flicker a moment from the force of the electricity that you produce.
And he'll be like, I'll never lose or fail ever again. That's my promise to all of you until I've reached the top, until I am the top. He kind of looks at Max. He's just like, thanks for helping me talk. This is a strange sensation. Usually I'm angry, unfocused, hate, and desperate. I am still desperate, but it's not. It's something more raw. And he looks at Max and he's just like, I promised you a fight, but I did just make a promise to never lose. So
I have to kill you now.
He smiles. He smiles when you say this. However, anyone looking at the map may have noticed some stuff going on. While this battle had been going on, a member of the Seven Dragons had been paying keen eye, close attention to what was going on. And after a while, he took notice that this wasn't a fight. This was a farce. That you were just kind of dancing around each other and not fighting. And while you've said your little inspirational speech, he's made his way up to Adonis and has had a little conversation with Adonis. And you would notice as that happened that some of the retainers have come over as well, and the gates that were previously locked towards your side, Freyr, have suddenly opened up. And then these guys walk through, followed by the man that was speaking to Adonis. All of you notice this. This isn't just something that Freyr sees. This was something that's very visible. And then the group of them enter. And the man in the middle speaks out to all of you and says, "What do you think you're doing? I see that you are just dancing around each other. It is plain for me to see. Why are you not fighting? We came here to fight. To watch a fight. And yet you act like you are actors in a game."
Freyr would have a very wide smile and would bellow out to the guy, and is basically just like, "Sorry about that. I wasn't really feeling the fight until just now. Unfortunately, Adonis has a way of handling his quote-unquote new champions. But your friend here took note of that and wanted me to fight at my best for him." This Freyr crackles off lightning and is just like, "Now you could leave and I can properly beat this man down now. Or," and looks at Max like, "me and Max can take on your Goonies and scrap them just as bad."
My Goonies, as you have said, will watch this fight to make sure that you don't think that you can pretend anymore.
Freyr says, "There's no pretending," and looks at Max and is just like, "Better get ready."
Max gives you a smile, and he steps up to you and he is going to whisper into your ear, "Be careful. Nodachi is the second in command of the 7 dragons."
Freyr will smile and nod, and then Freyr will, as he's walked up and put himself into chin range, he's like,
Yep.
"Thanks for the information, and sorry for this." And he will recklessly attack.
Go for it, buddy. We're going to go back to the turn counter now, so recklessly attack. That definitely hits. Roll damage. That's 12 damage.
And then, because of a thing, once I make an unarmed attack, I can immediately make a grapple check against them.
Go ahead.
We'll push this in the chat. Which means athletics at an advantage. That's a 13. He can break that.
That's a 13. Let's see. Well, let's see. So let's... Because, bad rolls can happen.
Bad rolls can happen.
Where's athletics? There's athletics. Oh, he matches.
So nothing changes.
Yeah, so nothing changes, actually.
So then, Freyr will attack a second time, really mauling him.
Yeah, that hits as well. Go for it. That's another 12. That's,
And then we'll immediately go and make another grapple against him.
Go ahead. See, that's much nicer. That's more likely. Let's see. This one. Oh, he was getting closer, but no, he does fail. You have grappled him.
Yes, he is grappled. Now it is his turn. He is currently grappled.
Yeah, let me
When the fight actually looks like it's finally starting to take place, I move up to the cage to watch.
Okay, so I'm going to do that as a grapple. It's Maximum's
You say
turn.
Ron is playing hard right now.
Yeah, it's Maximum's turn, and he gives you a smile, and he will say, "This is much better. This is more of what I was looking for. This is a fight that I'm actually prepared to fight." And then he is going to, no longer at disadvantage, try and stab at you while you're grappling him.
Yes.
16 misses.
Oh, no, it's at advantage. I recklessly attack.
Oh, yes, of course. I'll just roll it normal one more time. 24 hits. That's a
However,
14. Yeah, because you are raging, so it is now halved. That's one of his attacks. Yeah, you are here. And then this is his second attack, and he crits.
That is a good crit. That is 7 damage.
Yes, 7. And then, spurred on by your ability to fight and wanting to do his best, he's gonna action surge.
Good.
He's gonna swing again.
That hits.
And again.
Everyone else hits, yes. That is 5 and 4.
5 and
Minus
4. Yeah. And
Okay.
that is then his turn. You can see that he's very much happier that this is like an actual full-on fight now.
Good. He's not about to be. He's about to be not happy.
He's about to be not happy now.
I'm going to essentially pick him up and power slam him into the ground to prone him.
Okay, roll me athletics, and if it's good, yeah, I would say that would work. I would say, I know there's no rule for that, but I don't give a fuck. You know my opinion on rules. So yeah, you do 100% pick him up and you power slam him onto the ground, and I'm going to say that prones him.
Okay. That would count as one of my attacks.
Yeah.
So my next attack, as I'm now like essentially standing over him, I will once again, because he's still grappled, still prone.
Yeah.
This is going to be very awkward for him now. I will punch him though with my next attack recklessly.
Go ahead, go for it.
Does a 16 hit?
No, it does not. He dodges his head out of the way as you try to swing for him.
Okay. So he is prone, he is grappled, his movement is 0, and he will attack me at normal now because he is prone.
Yes, because he is prone.
Yes.
I go to raise my arms to cheer Freyr on, and then I look at the crab arm, and then I lower it back down. And then just raise the normal arm, cheering him on.
So he looks up at you and he says, This is more of a fight than I wanted. This is how I'll win my freedom. But I have something that you don't have, and I have the spirit of the dragon. And he's going to second wind.
Okay, bonus action to done. He heals.
He rolled a 9. So 9 plus it's his fire level. What is his fire level? Okay, so it takes... He gets plus 14. There we go. And then he's going to swing at you again with his axe. So obviously he's at normal now because of the situation. And he crits again.
That is 7.
Yeah, that is halved. And then he swings again.
Ooh.
Oh. It's happening again, boys!
Okay.
Oh.
Don't worry. So he's prone now, which means I no longer need to recklessly...
Christ.
Yep.
It means I no longer need to recklessly attack him.
That's true, you don't.
Now, I will go for... I'll actually grab his axe and throw it. I will disarm him.
Yeah.
I will disarm him.
How
This is
to
disarm attack.
Yeah, try to disarm him. Try to do a disarm attack, yeah.
He's prone. Does disarm attacks get affected by advantage or disadvantage?
That's what I'm unsure of. Because that's why my brain was thinking I'm unsure because of him being on the ground.
Disarm attacks at advantage if prone? Question mark?
I'm reading the rule. I'm reading the rule again now, just to. Because one of those
weapon, you can grab it yourself or kick it away. When you knock a person prone, they have disadvantage on attacks as well, so you can move away from them more. It doesn't say. So I'm going to
say no. No. Yeah, I would say no.
So I will recklessly. No, because it's no point in recklessly attacking because it's still.
So
I will make an unarmed strike, just an attack roll, just a D20 plus strength.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
D20 plus 8, so I'll just roll a frenzied maul.
So that
should be a 14.
That's a 14, and then he gets to roll a strength athletics to see if he can keep it. So let me get that. He could roll really bad. No, he rolls really well. So he's desperately holding on to it.
I will then hit it one more time, try to knock it out of his hand, like knock it away from him where he can't get to it.
Okay, so you're going to do the same thing. Go for it.
What is these 14s? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, he's really holding on to it, I'm afraid.
My 14s are coming in a clutch right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's you? Turn. Yeah. Okay, so he then is going to try and break the grapple, so he's got to do an athletics against yours.
And I do have advantage on athletics. Ooh, I have to get a good roll here.
You have to get a good roll. Yes. So he breaks the grapple, but that's basically his turn.
Is that an action or just a?
I'm doing that as his action. that he breaks the grapple. And then he's going to then be able to use some of his movement to actually stand back up now that he's no longer grappled. And that is exactly what he does. He stands back up. He wipes off some blood from his mouth, and he swings his axe around, not at you, but just like as a state of show of like, oh, you're trying to get rid of this, I've still got it. You would notice that Nadachi over in the corner seems to be quite pleased now about how the fight's going. But it is your turn again.
Okay, so Freyr's going to do this one more time. At advantage, he's going to punch him.
Okay, reckless, yeah.
The attack, 16 still misses.
16 does still miss, I'm afraid.
How about a 20?
20 definitely hits, though.
Oh, that's a nat 1 on damage. That's 8.
That's -8 damage.
Okay. And he gets... Oh, wait, I can also then try and grapple him again.
Yes, you can.
We'll do that. 22.
22 is really good. You probably will get this one, I reckon. Jesus.
No. Your rolls are just better.
Why are these so hard? That's my third 26 in a row.
Okay, you need to, like, fucking nerf yourself.
I don't know how.
It's the DM curse. Every DM rolls godly, and their players generally roll between godly and piss poor.
So he looks at you. He sees what you're doing, and he's going to say, "Let's make this more interesting." And you notice he takes the time to deactivate his shield, and then takes a hold of his axe in two hands. Taking off his shield suddenly is the entire action, because that's how that works. But you see he grabs a hold of the axe, and he's ready to... he's going to try and swing at you with, in the next turn, double-handing the axe.
Okay.
Now it is your turn again.
Now it is my turn again. Coolio. So here's what I'm going to do. Fuck it.
Hit the fuck it button. Let's go.
Hit the fuck it button.
Okay.
Frenzied Maul again. Does an 18 hit?
Yes, an 18 does hit. Well, it definitely hits now that he's turned the shield off as well. 12.
12 damage.
Yep.
Then my next attack, I'm going to grapple him.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Wow! Hold on. Let me...
That's a nat 1 and a nat 2.
Oh, God! I rolled a 27. Jesus Christ.
You know what? I'm going to do a targeted strike on his robotic arm.
Okay.
With my lightning attack. So it's a plus to AC, I think.
Yes.
But I got a 26.
So that definitely hits, because there's no way that he's going to miss that. You're going to miss with that. So roll damage for me.
That's 10 lightning.
So he's going to take the 10 lightning. And then what you're going to see is that the arm that arm is starting to break. So you see that it's like the cybernetics of it start to churn and whir now. And you see that it's struggling to hold on. Like he's struggling to hold the axe with the two hands.
Okay. Then I'm going to try and grapple again.
That's more like it. Let's see if he can...
He nat 20 that.
Fucking Christ, why is this like this? Why can't I roll this good when I'm fucking Mordred?
Okay, it is now his turn. He gets 2 attacks at advantage.
Yes, but I'm going to say because of the damage that is done to his arm, because you specifically targeted his arm, he suddenly lets that arm go, looks at you and says, "Smart move." And then he's going to swing back one-handed with the axe. So this is at advantage. And he completely misses. You could see that before he was holding the axe in the cybernetic arm. Now he's having to hold it in his other hand. So you notice that he's not as good.
That is a 4? 5?
Yes, 4. We'll do it as 4.
Okay. And Freyr is just like, I hope you're not running out of steam. This is just the beginning for you, for me. Let's show them more what we can do. Help me take my steps forward.
I'm not giving up on this. This is about my freedom.
And Freyr is just like, your freedom means a lot. Unfortunately, I can't make a promise and then immediately falter again. And he will Frenzied Maul yet again at advantage.
Go for it. That definitely hits.
10 damage.
Yep, I will take that off now. And he's already grappled, so you don't need to worry about doing that.
Oh, no, he's not grappled.
No, I thought you said you grappled him before, didn't you?
No, you net 20 the opponent.
Okay. Well, if you want to try and grapple him now, you can try and grapple him now. Finally! Finally! Will I be able to match? No, but I got fucking close!
Okay, and then Freyr will recklessly attack yet again.
Go for it. That definitely hits. Roll damage. Yeah, you have enough to now knock out Maximum.
Okay, I'd like to say that Freyr will have a move that he uses.
Go ahead,
grapple. Yeah, so as he grapples Max, he looks at Max and is just like, these are my first steps forward. He picks him up, like essentially like off the ground a little bit. He's like, I'm gonna deliver. And he's like, out of respect for you, I've decided to give it my all on this last hit. He's gonna do a plus ultra moment.
Yeah.
He basically shouts out as he kind of like slightly like lets go of Maximon as he grabs his right arm, lightning crackling off of it, and goes, "Thunder Dragon Lariat!"
Yeah!
Just like what is it? Clotheslines him.
This is what I'm here for. This is what I'm here for.
Off the electric ropes.
Yep. And as he slams into Maximon, he just stands up and does a very loud scream at the sky and will actually breathe lightning. Because he will breathe lightning. It's there. As
that happens, there are cheers from the. Roll me a performance advantage. I want to see how well you've spread on the crowd. So there are a few people that are like, I was confused about what was going on at the start. Like they were kind of doing nothing but dancing around, but then like it really kicked off. Like there's a bit of confusion because people don't know what the start was all about, but there are people that are still cheering and still clapping because of like just how bombastic it became near the end. And as that happens, you would see that Maximum kind of starts bleeding and just goes limp, and the robot referee speaks up. Maximum of the 7 dragons has been knocked unconscious. I am declaring Freyr the winner. He comes up to you, he takes a hold of one of your hands and throws it up in the air, and it like people continue to cheer. You can see that Nodachi is very unhappy about this, though.
And Freyr will look at Nodachi and will look specifically over at the gangs. He doesn't give a shit about the corporate fuckers. But and he will shout out as loud as he can to see if people will hear him.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll basically just say, it doesn't look like much now, and I don't look like I'm that. I know I'm not the biggest, here. But my goals are to not just be the strongest in this place, to be the strongest in Tzion. To have the raw might that's spread throughout the cosmos. I will become more than just man, bear, beast. I'm going to be the strongest, the absolute strongest. Strength personified. And those that want to support me and get behind me, help me in my endeavors, become my friend, there might be a future that I can help carve out for you as well as I continue to no longer survive but to live. And those that don't support me turns to, looks at Nodachi and then looks at the rest of the music. Then when I'm strong enough, if you choose to stand in my way, the streets will be painted with your faces.
You can see, as you say that, there's like a very sorrowful look that takes a hold of Nodachi. And Nodachi walks his way up towards where you are and stands on the opposite side of the ref. You can see each other, the ref is kind of standing between you. And Nodachi looks at you and says, "You boast a lot for a bear that has won one fight against a slave."
And Freyr looks at him and then looks at Max and is like, I see no slave, only a man.
He then looks back at you and snickers and says, I too see no slave, but what I do see is a corpse. And then he takes out, I don't know why that, I'm going to do that again to public.
Yeah.
He takes, even better. He takes
Oh my
out
god.
Oh, Jesus
Nodachi.
Christ.
You know the Nodachi, the big fucking double-handed katanas that are like the size of a person. He draws one of that from the sheath, and it doesn't have a blade. It has the same kind of energy as Ector's, but you can see that there's something like at the back, a piece of metal that's holding the blade's psionic energy in place. So you can tell this isn't a psionic armament. This is like a manufactured psionic armament, and he just does the full Shogun decapitation on Maxim.
Oh, Maxim.
Yeah, on Maxim, and kills him.
And Freyr looks at Nodachi and is just like, I did say that people could try and be my friends and support me. If no one wants to support me, though, then, when the time comes, we'll deal with that later. My offer still stands. You haven't done anything to slight me yet.
No, but you have done the exact thing to slight me. You have spat on my honor and the honor of the 7 dragons, and we will not let such a thing happen.
Maybe your leader could look to have a new bear that seems to have a lot of pride in himself, at least for right now. Looks at himself, at his paws.
Are you trying to take my place? Is that it?
When Freyr looks at him and is like, you and I can still be friends too.
No.
There's no point in fighting right now. And more specifically, I actually don't want to fight with any of you gangsters. I think the corporations are the ones that are causing the most trouble. But I know that gang members like to know where people stand right off the bat. They don't like to, as the term would be, pussyfooting around things. I'm not a special guy, Nodachi. I'm simple and straightforward, and so are my goals. That's all I can be. So I have the simplest and most straightforward goal there is.
Right. So, as this has happened, you've seen, Nodachi has taken out the phase sword and has decapitated his own man. And you can see that there are retainers that are, like, closing in the actual octagon kind of ring. I just want to have a feel of what's going on with other people. So like 17, you're ringside. You're like really close. You've seen this happen, and you see the kind of present threat and danger that's going on. What's your reaction to this?
The cage is still closed off, right?
The bars have been reclosed. They were opened up for the retainers that somehow managed to get them open, but they are closed again.
I messaged to everybody that we may need to get in there and help Freyr.
Elena's just going to send that. Could be a really bad idea.
I believe in him.
We can't let him die in there either. And whoever this guy isn't afraid to kill someone.
But maybe talk to Adonis. You think he's going to let a fighter die when he got more use for him?
If he's quickly outliving his usefulness, yes.
Oh.
You want me to come talk with you?
Right. As that's being said, you're having this conversation, you're talking to each other. All of a sudden, all of the lights go out. So including the lights in the actual cage all go out.
Oh.
Now, I want every one of you to make me Let me check what save this is. Let's go look this up real quick. Right. Make me a wisdom saving throw, please, everyone.
Fuck.
Aha!
So you have failed.
Oh, wait.
Everyone's
that's actually one of my
failed.
better skills. Wait, that's a fail?
Everyone's failed.
Fuck.
Damn.
For just, thematic sake, I'm just going to say that Tox fails. So all of you, the lights all go off, and you all feel a tenseness, and all of a sudden, all of you feel like you can't move. Like every part of your body is frozen. And you can move your eyes, like you can look around, and as you look around, you see that this has seemed to happen to everyone else. Everyone in the entire building seems to have been frozen in this moment, and there's nothing they can do.
First still smiling when he's frozen, so he's just got his frozen smile.
Yeah, he's just frozen with a smile, and everyone, including Nodachi's frozen to the spot. All of the gang members, all of the gang leaders, all of the Black Dog mercenaries, everyone at the bar, everyone is just suddenly frozen in this moment. And all of you will hear in your head this voice that seems to echo as they speak. I think you all need a little bit of a reminder of the rules of my establishment. There is to be no killing unless a match says there is killing. Nodachi of the Seven Dragons, you have broken one of my rules, and I don't like it when people break my rules. All of you will stay exactly where you are because I will it. And all of you will listen because you need a reminder. This is my domain. I allow you to stay here. I allow you to use this building to fight. I allow you to play part of my games because I rule the underground of Tzion. I alone, not any of you. So let this be a reminder that the only one that has power here is Maya, the Siren Queen. And that is where we're going to stop.
Cool.
Because there's a bunch more that I want to do, but it's unfair to continue without talks, because it's a bunch of stuff that maybe affects her, and I don't want to get into that kind of stuff without someone being present, because I don't think it's fair.
That's fair.
But so yes, Freyr, you have in fact won the fight. You won against someone that seemed to be fighting for their own freedom. And, well, I guess they don't need to worry about that anymore, because upon failing to win the fight, they have been executed by Nodachi, who seems to be the leader of, the second in command of the Seven Dragons, and seems to have brought his men into the ring because he noticed, with a massive check, by the way, that he won away from crit. He got a 19 to insight check that you guys were just dancing around the stage. He came in and he was a bit unhappy with this, and he wanted to make sure they got a fight. He got a fight, but you pissed him off in doing so, and he took it out on the man that he saw was helping you. So Maxim is fucking dead now, the poor guy. But in doing so, he broke one of the rules of the Fight Club, which is that there's no blood to be spilled unless it is a fight to the death. So, all of you got to experience the fun of a gigantic mass hold person that got every single one of you, that the DC was a 24 by the way. So none of you passed that. And you got to be introduced to the person that runs this underground. Maya, the Siren Queen.
I was like, fun fact, and it's good that happened so long after the fight, because if Freyr was still raging, he could just be like, "I'm not held right now, but in 6 seconds I will be."
Will we still get a chance to talk to the other people?
Yes,
Okay.
you will. Because remember, there's a whole other. Remember, this is just a warm-up fight. There's a whole other fight that's going to be going on that you guys actually aren't part of, but you can hang around there, you can speak to people, you can, ask, like, what's going on. Like, a key question you might want to ask people is, who the fuck is Myra, the Siren Queen? Why the fuck are they so powerful that they can do a mass hold person on, like, a room full of, like, 60 people? Yeah.
Caitlin, don't pretend you're actually going to talk to anybody.
Don't fuck with Maya, the Siren Queen.
I mean, all Freyr knows now
And
is
I won't talk to anybody next week.
now all Freyr knows though is that if he gets her support,
yeah,
he can now. That's just helps with the fast track of becoming the absolute strongest physically.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. I'm sorry to cut it short. I just don't want to continue doing stuff that will have a lot of plot relevance that can, involve a lot of roleplay interaction when someone sadly isn't here. But I totally get it, and Tara did the right thing by thinking of their health first. So for now, though,
she wasn't feeling super great at the start of it, but then it got really bad, and then
I get it. I get it. I get it.
I also said that once he subconsciously activated the throat mic, it just stayed on ever since then because his mind is just like, no, people are going to hear what I'm fucking saying.
Yeah, I want people to hear what I'm saying. Fuck them. I want them to hear.
Yeah, so everyone, ever since he shouted out his goals, everyone heard everything he said, including to what he said to Nodachi.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where we're going to
end. Would we be able to roll history to see if we know who Maya is?
Myra.
Maybe. It's Myra, not Maya.
Oh,
Myra.
Yeah. So yes, we're gonna. You may be able to when we pick up next time, but I'll leave you teased and tantalized on that one. Okay.
That's
I just wanted to put a reminder in chat so I don't forget.
Go ahead. Write a reminder. There you go. But anyway, I'm going to stop the recording there.